Can't let them do this, folks. They want to lock down any way they can get it. I've been saying this for a while now, since this bullshit Iran war started, and other people are saying it. This is an attack on oil, under the guise of Iran. But Iran, I think, is one of the countries that what is it? Isn't pretty much going along with the New World Order and the New World Order economic system. Um, so of course, Iraq, Afghanistan. Um, What else? What else? What's next? Oh, Venezuela was slated, and Cuba is supposedly next. Right? This is an attack on our energy, because they don't want us driving around. They don't want us to have gas cars. They want us to have. They don't even want us to have wood burning stoves or fireplaces. Have you ever heard of such insanity? But this is what these bastards are doing. These New World Order pieces of crap. These control freaks, and it's not going to stop until it's stopped. Meanwhile, you got these damn idiot libtards, fake news watching libtards, protesting around the country, organized, of course, with their already printed signs, and wearing stupid Burger King crowns saying, "No kings." Okay, yeah, asshole libtards. There haven't been kings since, I don't know what, the 1800s, 1700s, something like that. The story goes that America fought against the king to break free from the authoritarian crown of England, right? And the laissez-faire approach to um, ruling America. Remember that? And no representation, taxation without representation. And so the colonists had enough, the story goes, and we fought against the king and never had one ever since. We've been having presidents. Whether they're selected or elected, it doesn't matter. They're called presidents. Other countries have what they call premiers or prime ministers. No kings. The only king that I know of is not really a king. He's just a king in name only. Is King Charles, which I think is gay as fuck because, again, there are no kings. All right? But these libtards are out there with their no kings, with Kool-Aid in their hair. They don't even know what bathroom to use. They don't use any critical thinking. If you went out there and go, who's the king? What do you think? They would just use fake news talking points. They can't critically think, okay? If we really had kings like dictatorship, you wouldn't be out there trashing the dictator. It doesn't work like that. if you had a king and you were going out there bashing the king, saying this shit about the king, you were trying to protest in mass, you think the king will allow that? I don't think so. And if a king is supposed to be a dictator, as these libtards say, well, all the more I don't think so. You try going over to King Jong-un's neck of the woods, or Xi Jinping in China. You try pulling that shit over there and see how that works out for you. You try going to Cuba, right, and see how that works out for you. Go to any place that's communist dictatorship. You wouldn't be getting away with that shit. You'll be off with your head. All right, you'll be in a gulag somewhere in the remote areas of North Korea if you tried pulling that shit over there. If you tried calling Kim Jong Un a fascist, if you tried calling him a dictator. But these libtards and their no king shit, they're out there doing it. Because they have the freedom to do that. You understand that, right? I'm not saying that we're totally free, because we ain't here in this country. We're not. But you do have the freedom as of now to protest. So I know our rights are slowly eroding. Kind of like with this. They want to do a lockdown 2.0, 10 guidelines to help the public prepare for the coming fuel shortages that are already appearing in certain areas of the world and country. Florida here is... certain gas stations starting to ration gas in different parts of the world, like in India, I believe I heard, was rationing gas. And I think they're starting to put in different areas $100 limit on how much. In other words, if you have a big truck and it takes more than $100 worth of gas, especially that gas is getting jacked up every day higher and higher. Say, for instance, if it costs $5 a gallon and you got a 25-gallon tank or 24-gallon tank, well, obviously 5 times 20 would be $100 that you wouldn't be able to fill it up. You understand that? So they're already starting to put limits on the shit. They want to ration. And the question is, are we really going through this again? It appears that the Iranians are absolutely determined to keep the Strait of Hormuz paralyzed until they get what they want. And in order to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, an absolutely massive military operation would be required, and we might see one in the days ahead. Listen to this. About 25, I don't even want to say 2,500. 2,500 sounds a lot worse. 2,500 ships continue to be trapped inside the Persian Gulf. Think about that. These are big ass ships. I've been watching on YouTube a lot of for some reason YouTube really knows what I want to see, like inside an aircraft carrier, like our biggest aircraft carrier, like how the galleys, they're like 4 galleys, which are kitchens, big ones, feed 5,000 sailors. It's amazing, right? And then I seen one oil rig, life on an oil rig, and then I seen one life on a tanker. So they know what I want to watch because I'm interested. So picture one of these tankers or oil ships. They're big because I've watched them on YouTube. They're pretty damn big. 2,500 are trapped inside the Persian Gulf. You know how much oil that is? This is done on purpose. Absolutely. Nothing's done by accident. Nothing. And this is already starting to create fuel shortages in certain parts of the world. If the Strait of Hormuz, someone posted on a fascist book the other day a picture of it was a Kamala, and it said the Strait of, and it showed a picture of Kamala and then a moose next to it, Hormuz. So this is creating fuel shortages in certain parts of the world, and if it's not reopened for months on end, if it stays closed for months on end, the fuel shortages are going to become extremely serious, and it's inevitable that energy lockdowns will be imposed. Let that sink in. Energy lockdowns will be imposed. This is the goal. Because what they're doing is they're mission creeping us towards your own prison. Like in 2020, for the 3 weeks that we were locked down, in my state, I know California was longer than that, these commie states, but in my state it was 3 weeks, which was 3 weeks too much. But what do we do? We stayed home. That's our prison cell. You went to the grocery store, and you went to the liquor store. Churches were closed down. That was not essential. Gyms were closed down. That's not essential. The liquor store was. Always remember that. They wanted you working at home. Don't forget, domestic violence went up. Drug abuse, alcohol abuse went up. Child abuse went up. Domestic abuse, violence went up during the lockdown. We're not meant to be locked down. We're not prisoners. All right? Just like you're not meant to be quarantined when you're healthy. But that's the stunts they pulled or tried to pull during the scamdemic. And because they didn't get their way with that, and believe me, they wanted to. Tried as they might. They really wanted to get their way. But, there was enough pushback by this community that the gig was up. Is that what it is? The gig is up or the jig is up? And so they can't go back to that stupid virus bullshit. They're still trying, though. As I showed you in last night's video with a new scarian. But that's not really going to stick. It's not. The bird flu didn't stick. They couldn't get their way with that. They couldn't build enough momentum with that to do another lockdown, get the sheeple to roll up their sleeves again. But this right here, because, it's a war, right? In war, there's going to be oil refineries getting blown up. Infrastructure is going to get destroyed. This is a great cover. Under the guise of war, they can actually destroy all our way of life. All the oil and everything runs on oil. I mean, medications are made with oil. I'm going to call it oil. Plastics. It's in the food. Probably spraying us with oil. It's in your clothing. Polyester or plastics in your clothing. Your dentures. Everything. Everything is oil. So without oil, what do we got? How are you transporting anything? They want everything to be electric, but for everything to go electric, how's our grid going to handle that? They keep saying our grid's so fragile. But this is the dilemma they're going to create or are creating, and people are going to be clamoring for a solution. Because the old saying, they cause a problem, we beg for a solution, they offer it. So they're going to try to impose lockdowns, these energy lockdowns. They're going to have you work more from home. And if you don't think it can happen, think again. The term energy lockdown is trending on social media all over the world. Speaking of energy, there are videos out there saying that people their gas isn't going as far. It's burning faster than ever. I haven't gotten into that yet. Keep that under your hat. So this new term has begun trending on social media as the worldwide oil crisis deepens. Manufactured problem. Everything they do. is manufactured. It's not organic. Climate change is them controlling the weather. It's not organic. It's not us doing it. It's not a cow fart. That's fake news. This new term, energy lockdown, they want us to get conditioned to it by repetition. Keep talking about it. Energy lockdown. They'll start like maybe one day a week. You won't be able to go do anything, like travel with your car. You'd have to walk. Well, they want you to get used to that. And then it might be 2 days a week. Then it might be 3 days a week. You're not driving. It's against the law. Or maybe alternate license plate days. Or maybe certain letters of if your name starts with a if your last name starts with a T or whatever, maybe that'll be a certain day that you can go out there if your last name starts with T or T through whatever. But they'll figure it out to get us to alternately not drive, not go to the gym, unless you're going to walk to where you want to go. They want you to get used to walking. Well, why is that? Well, they want us in stack them and pack them smart cities, 15-minute open-air prisons. So what they want to do is mission creep us away from our way of life, away of stop driving. Watch businesses. Remember during Con Job 1984, Walmart was 24 hours. Huddle House closed at 12. But all of a sudden, Walmart closed at 8:30. I guess the virus got there at 8:31, so the employees had to skedaddle by 8:30. And the Huddle House went from midnight closing to 9 o'clock, because I guess the virus then went across town and reached Huddle House at 9:01. No, they were shutting things down, little by little, and they're going to go back to that. Word has it that they're actually going to have grocery stores only open a couple of days a week, not 7 days a week, making it harder for us to get our food. Because what happens if you only open grocery stores only open a couple of days a week? Well, when they're open, they're going to get bum rushed because people have been cooped up. They couldn't buy the groceries little by little, and the stores replace it, the inventory little by little. They're just going to get wiped out. And then you might not be able to get there in time to get anything. And then they'll restock it for 2 days down the road when they open again, only for that to happen again. That's where they want us. They want to make it harder for us to get food. And they've been doing that left and right because they're on the left. Right? They want us used to the term energy lockdown. They want us to get used to that. And while this phrase brings us back to Con Job 1984 restrictions, the experts describe this energy lockdown as something different. A set of government-enforced or encouraged measures to reduce fuel, gas, and electricity consumption in response to severe supply shocks. They're causing all this. Did you know that New York, they have something called dark skies? I don't know if I mentioned it in the fast read headline, but dark skies. In other words, this is the direction they're going in New York City. Between 11 o'clock at night and 5 o'clock in the morning, say if you want to have Christmas lights on, and maybe you want to have them on to midnight, 1 o'clock. Well, that's not essential. You can't have them on. There's going to be a lot of lights that are not allowed to be on during Operation Dark Skies in New York City between 11 o'clock at night and 5 in the morning. You might say, well, that's no big deal because I shut my Christmas lights or whatever off at 11 anyway. That's not the point. The point is they're mission creeping us, making it more difficult. It's all tyranny, right? Constantly encroaching on whatever freedom or rights that we have under the guise of save the planet, save the world. But they cause all this shit. They cause all these problems. We react. They provide the solution. You know that, BitChute. I don't know if any other people, any other platforms understand this, but hopefully they do. Hopefully they do. Remember that this phrase, energy lockdown, this term, energy lockdown, gained traction following the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. And because it's closed, because Israel and America and Iran are in this conflict, or so they say, it's affected 20% so far of our global oil supplies. That's 1/5 of our oil supplies have been affected by this already. And on March 24th, the 6th anniversary of India's first Con Job 1984 lockdown, the term peaked as public anxiety mixed with historical memory. In other words, it was around March when I think the lockdowns happened, right, of 2020. And this is what made many people think about, this term, energy lockdown. Well, I remember 6 years ago we had a lockdown. And so it's kind of sort of creating anxiety in places like India, because they're getting hit first in that neck of the woods with the shortages. So let's see these energy saving restrictions that they claim that will be voluntary. Of course, at first. At first they said, we request that you suffocate yourself before entering the grocery store. We request it. And I saw that sign, and I remember standing in the back of Kroger in the meat section, and I said, you know what? Give it a short while. That request is going to say required. These measures, these so-called energy-saving measures that are going to be voluntary at first, will be mandatory. Hands down, armpits down, crotch down. This will be mandatory, because that's how the beast system operates. And we got to say no. We can't go along with this. We can't allow them anymore to encroach on our way of life. But here's the deal. As global energy supplies get tighter and tighter, of course, because attack on our energy, all these things blowing up, gas fields being blown up, it's attack on our energy. And as the supplies get less and less, of course, the prices are jacked up. Could be $8 a gallon soon. We don't know yet. All right? And it'll be just a matter of time before mandatory restrictions become widespread. It'll be voluntary at first, but then it'll be mandatory. The International Energy Agency, the IEA, is giving us some clear indications of what could be ahead. They have just released a list of 10 energy or emergency guidelines that some users on social media are calling a playbook for future energy lockdowns. The world's energy watchdog has announced a list of emergency measures the public should take to help deal with the ongoing energy crisis triggered by the Middle East war. Did you sign up for this war? Did they take a vote that we want to go for war? Did anybody have any say-so? No, we didn't have any say-so. So we got to pay for whatever they decide to do. It's time we say, "Fuck that noise." We want no more wars. This is their war. It's not ours. Let Israel fight Israel's war. We take no part of this. We do not agree. We do not consent to this. And we're not going to go abide by your bullshit energy rules. And we see what you're doing, Beast System, New World Order. We see what you're doing. You're attacking our fuel. You're attacking the gas. You're attacking the oil. You're causing the prices to go up. And then you think, well, we're going to go, oh yeah, we're going to do our part for the greater good. The fact we will. We're done with this shit. We're done with all this bullshit. And we damn sure ain't getting locked down. Many on social media have branded the Emergency Energy Playbook as Lockdown 2. One critic online said, "We're not doing this again." You're damn right we're not, whoever this critic said online. Someone online said about this whole situation, "We're not doing this again. We're not doing this again." We see that you, Beast System, New World Order, you're out there destroying our energy. You're doing it on purpose. You're out there causing weather chaos with your weather modification. And you're blaming us. And then you have to say, we have to foot the bill. We have to take care of our carbon footprint. Then you want us to have so many carbon credits per month. Oh, you can only have a couple of brewskis a month, because if you'll be causing the environment harm if you have too many of that, your carbon somehow. You can only eat an ounce of meat a day or a week or whatever, but you can eat the worms all you want. Eat the bugs. You have to walk wherever you got to go. You can't drive but maybe one time a week. Whatever their bullshit is, it's all tyrannical. It's all control. Right, Janet Jackson? It's all control. That's what they want. Control. How far? I'm watching Here's the Deal's one channel on YouTube. All right? Showing how corrupt and tyrannical these cops are out there. Tyrannical. Corrupt. All right? Home invasions without warrants. Beating innocent people up. Planting shit and saying that they had drugs in their car when they didn't. Saying, oh, I smell alcohol. Now I need you to do it on a sobriety test. Meanwhile, they didn't drink anything. Then they get just torture cuffs slapped on them. They put in a damn jail cell. Meanwhile, they're innocent. There was no alcohol in their blood. Did you know that Tennessee, the news agencies in Tennessee, they're actually cracking down or exposing that the Tennessee state troopers are falsely accusing innocent drivers of DUI, ruining their lives. Many lives they've ruined. Meanwhile, the toxicology, nothing in their blood, no alcohol. But this is tyrannical, is what it is. That's at a local level. This is what we're talking about is at a worldwide level. So tyrants are all over the damn place. You got tyrants that are cops. You got tyrants that are school administrators. You got tyrants who are bosses. You got tyrants that are governors like Newsom. But this is on a global, worldwide scale. I won't say global. Worldwide. So already people say we're not doing this again, we're not locking down again, but the International Energy Agency has released a list of guidelines encouraging countries around the world to reduce fuel usage. Yeah, you're fucking blowing up all the oil, and then you're going to say, oh, well, we don't have much oil because of the war, so now this is what you have to do to manage what little fuel we have. Here's their list, right? After they're done destroying our friggin' oil and our gas fields. Avoid driving and stay home. Why don't you stay home, New World Order? You fucking stay home. How about you you need to be in prison. You need to be in damn jail. But they're not going to be, none of these demons are going to be held accountable, all right? Because if the people of this world are not going to collectively get on the same page and hold them accountable, right? They're not going to be held accountable. They're not. Because the demons are in control of our world. These evil ones are in control of our world. They're not going to go hold each other accountable. No. And people are not going to get on the same page to realize what they're doing and hold them accountable. You got too many assholes out there, too many dumbasses. You got dumbasses protesting about kings. What fucking century are they in? No kings, no fooling, no shit, Sherlock. We haven't had kings for a couple hundred years. All right, well, anyway, pardon me. Here it is. Work from home where possible. That's just a suggestion, but don't worry. They'll make it just right for where you have no choice. They'll still make the conditions ripe to where you have no choice but to work home. That's even if you could work from home. Social credit scores, carbon footprint, open air prisons, 15-minute cities. What about the line over there in Saudi Arabia? If you don't know what that is, look it up. Look up the line. Oh, get a load of this. You know how they upped our speed limits from 55 to certain places 70? And even in Montana is beyond 70. I think it's 100 miles an hour you can do. Oh, guess what? They said hell far. I think you've had a little too much freedom with that 70 miles per hour, even though when the speed limit says 70, people do 80, 90, and 100. When it says 55, they'll do 60, 70, and 80. So guess what they're going to do? Dial it back down to where it's going to take you longer to get to where you want to go. The speed limit they want to be reduced by at least 10 miles per hour. I'm not going to say kilometers. I hate that shit. It's hours, damn it. It's hours. It's inches, not centimeters. I'm tired of that shit too. It's yards, it's not meters. I'm tired of that crap. But they want to reduce the highway speed limits. That means you'll go slower, it'll take you longer to get there, which of course, will piss people off. And then they'll speed and they'll get more tickets. Generating revenue. It's a win-win for them. Either they make you abide by the slower speed limit and you'll do it, and you won't get a ticket, but it'll take you a lot longer to get there, and you'll be very annoyed. Or you might be inclined to go over the speed limit and say, fuck them, I'm going to drive how I drove before, and then they'll go, whew, and then you got a ticket. It's a win-win for them. Either they got you controlled or they give you a ticket. Slower speed limits on the highways on the horizon. Isn't that nice? They're going to encourage you to take the public transportation. Probably more carpooling too. Okay? Alternate private car access to roads in large cities on different days. Let me repeat that. Alternate private car access to roads in large cities on different days. One day, this person is allowed to drive on a road, but then the next day you can drive on the road, depending if they do it by social security or license plate or your last name. I don't know how that's going to work, but it's going to be like an A-B thing. You won't be able to drive on Monday, but your neighbor will be able to drive on Monday. Something along the lines of, like I mentioned earlier. This is what they want. You down with this? All in the guise of the oil is just not there. It's just not there, really? It's there. You're blowing up all these tankers and shit, oil fields and everything, and gas fields, but we still have enough oil and gas in here to fuel us for centuries. Centuries! Yeah. But it's just like everything else. They'll say, well, this is a virus. Meanwhile, there's no virus. Roll up your sleeves. This is lockdown. Right? They're fear-mongering bullshit. They want us to increase car sharing and adopt efficient driving practices, whatever the fuck that means. Efficient driving for road commercial vehicles and delivery of goods, whatever that means. Efficient. I already know they want us to drive slower. How about not making our gas burn faster? If you're so worried about fucking how much gas we use, how about not making the gas burn faster than it used to? How about making the gas last longer? You ain't got the technology for that? Eh? Because there's a lot of people out there saying the gas is burning faster than ever, which means your B system wasting our gas. You're somehow doing some bullshit with the gas to make it burn faster, and then we run out of gas sooner than later. We run out of oil sooner than later. You're doing this. We see you. We understand what you're doing. No, we don't stand over it. We don't understand it. We overstand it, which I think is stupid too. Overstanding. Divert liquefied petroleum gas use from transport. Divert LPG use from transportation. Avoid air travel where alternative options exist. That's a nice juicy one, isn't it? Notice that since the scamdemic and the DEI shit, that planes were falling out of the sky, doors were blowing off planes and shit like that. Wings were falling off and all weird shit was happening to the planes during the DEI. The DEI that was there to put these dumbasses in positions they don't belong in to make air travel more dangerous. You know, the planes are falling apart, they're not well maintained, this, that, and the other, to make air travel look like it's so dangerous now. And they're continuing that, you know, plane crashes and all kinds of things and planes colliding. They want to make it look like, oh yeah, TSA thing, lines backed up, to discourage us from traveling by plane. Because they don't want us to travel by plane. Avoid air travel is their suggestion if you have an alternative means. They don't want us traveling. Little by little, just slowly. It's like death by 1,000 cuts. Slowly taking it away. Okay, where possible, switch to other modern cooking solutions. I don't even know what that means, modern cooking solutions. I'm not microwaving my food unless I'm in a pickle, emergency. Microwave's dangerous. All right, we're cooking the way we have cooked for since I've been alive and before that. All right, B system, you got it, huh? What do you mean by where possible, switch to other modern cooking solutions? Fack off. We're tired of your shit. And we're not locking down. We're going to take our world back. We really do. We got to take our world back from these demons. You got a bunch of assholes that are fighting against an emperor, kings that don't exist. I was going to say emperor, no clothes. An emperor that doesn't exist, kings that doesn't exist, all these dictators that don't exist. You got a bunch of asshole, fake news, commie libtards out there wasting their time protesting about something that doesn't exist, something that existed centuries ago. But yet, what they could be doing is protesting against, say, a fucking energy lockdown, where they want to purposely orchestrate fuel shortages, food shortages, jack up our food like never before, the price of everything like never before. This is them robbing us. You'll owe nothing by 2030. The people have just already thrown up their hands saying the savings have been depleted. They're living off of credit cards and they can't even make the basic payments each month. I mean, And it's getting worse and worse. This is what they want because this is done by design. By 2030, you will own nothing. You will eat the bugs. If you're even around by then. Who knows? Maybe Lou Ferrigno knows. A mass casualty event. I even hear that sleeper cells have been activated. I've mentioned that before. They want to leverage flexibility with petrochemical feedstocks and implement short-term efficiency, whatever the hell this means, yada, 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 and maintenance measures. Whatever that means, leverage flexibility with petrochemical feedstocks and implement short-term efficiency and maintenance measures. I've had it. Supposedly, if a barrel of oil reaches $150 per barrel, it can cause a depression worldwide. I hear it's going to go to $200. But here's the thing, and I wish I had that information right in front of me now. During the scamdemic, it was like soon after I launched my channel on BitChute, it was like 2021 and 2022, I came across an actual breakdown, an article breaking down that, they want to scare us by saying that, barrel of oil went up from this number to that number. But really, it doesn't mean anything if you think about how much gas. Oh my God, the information was so important. It was like, the barrel of oil goes up from this to this, but the gas shouldn't go up from this to that. In other words, a barrel of oil produces so many gallons of gas. It's like a lot. And so there's no reason for them to price gouge us the way they do with gas. There's just no reason. Maybe the gas would go up some, but not like it does. Oh, it's $2.50 now, but it's $3.50 next week, and then it's $5 a week. Not like that. Not like that. They're robbing us. They are robbing us, but you already know that. I showed you the AI Walmart price tag changing. It's one price when you pick it up at Walmart off the shelf. When you get to the register, it could be a lot higher. They're robbing us any way they can. Again, because by 2030 you'll own nothing and be happy. This is an attack on our energy. This is an attack on us, really. Our way of life. And that's what I got to say. They want to lock us down. They want us to be locked down. You can only go out so many times because you got to say, we only have so much oil. And I think it would be better if you just stay home. We'll bring the drones to you to drop off your brewskis, your lab-printed meat, your bugs. We'll bring it to your prison, your home. But we don't want you to travel. We don't want you to travel at all. We discourage it. We'll make more train, planes, and automobile accidents to discourage you from traveling. And we'll jack up the oil prices. And we'll attack tankers and make it look like it's because of the war. We'll attack the oil and the gas, the natural gas, to the point that will say, there's not much left to go around. Not much to go around. And you'll say, but please help me, government. Please help us, beast system. We're pulling out our hair. We don't know what to do. And then we bring the solution. I got the solution for you. You'll be angry. Or you might be happy. You live in the smart cities, these open air, 15-minute cities. And we'll electrocute you with the 6G, the 7G, the 8G. We'll fry you slowly. We'll control your mind. You'll be happy because the frequencies that we send to your mind. But if we don't like you, we'll send you bad frequencies that cause you to commit a crime. And then we'll arrest you and toss you in prison. As figure and fiction would say. Lockdown 2.0? H to the N, heck to the na, hell no. We're not going to take it. We're not going to take it anymore. That's what I got for you. Do not comply with this shit. This is it. It's go time just about. This is it. That's what I got for you. Don't be a troll out there. See a troll, say something. I'll see you next time on the Shock Treatment.